final step in the online leasing process is generating and finalizing the lease documents. Fill in all the lease information as you normally would. I've pre-filled out the information beforehand for this video. Make sure to enter either yes or no in all of the fields on the Offer to Rent and Lease To tab. You'll see why later. Once you've verified your entries, right-click on the tenant's name and then navigate to the Publish Assignable Document and Lease. This is the prompt to take a look at that move and review list before you go further. And then it's going to have you fill in any of the fields for additional documents that are going to be part of the lease. Next, you're going to see a screen that lists all of the available documents that comprise a lease packet, depending on the selections that you've made here, as well as zip code and other property information. Click Next in this screen, and you'll be prompted through each one of these screens to confirm who is actually going to be signing the document. So click Next. If you go too fast, well, last time I went too fast, I locked the system up. So I'm going to go just a little bit slow, but you can see what the document name is here through each one of them. It will not publish a document if you actually haven't selected it, but it is going to take you all the way through, just in case. Oh, it's not responding. So there we go. The final screen is a preview for you to be able to just, one last look on the rental agreement, and it does include all of the documents that you've asked, like a pet. That would be the last one. You can see this has to do with the pet agreement. So those other documents are, they're added to the back end. So yeah, the lease looks a lot better. It's been reformatted. We have, I can't wait for you guys to see it actually. So the next thing that you do, make sure that you do not check the landlord's signature. It's signed after the tenant signs. And then here's a place where you're able to enter in some information that for the prospect or for the tenant to see a personal note, maybe when your appointment is, just some maybe property information, but make sure that you do enter something. Then you would click on Finish. Once you do that, your tenant is, well, first you're going to have a little pop-up box that tells you that it's been processed, which is nice. And then your tenant is going to receive an email stating that they have a document to sign. And then you just click OK. And they receive that document. And it's the same process that they used for the offer to rent. They'll just log into their tenant web access screen. And let's go and see, what do we have here? So there are documents to sign. And this would be the lease documents. So click on Sign. And as you already know, this is really a long document. So for time's sake, we're not going to go through the whole process that they follow, but they need to create an initial. And so create an initial. Next. So that's the initial to use. So they'll be initialing at the bottom of every page. So next. So they're able to go through each one of those pages, and it'll take them to the next place where they need to initial. Okay, so that's just part of the process there. Then let's see if I can close that and go to show you some other items on the page, so you can select what page you want to go to if they wanted to read something over. Like I said, the animal addendum is at the very back end of it. At some point in time, they're going to have to actually sign. And these pages also show where they need to do that. So click to sign. And then this would be the signature that they have to use. And then they click sign. And then once the document has been completely executed, it would follow that same process. You can see, isn't that fancy, all script? The same process as they would with the other documents. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. See if I can go down to the end. Yep, so here we've got, yeah, pretty snazzy, right? We have an actual, rather than just that oddly formatted words, we have a brochure that's part of this document. So, so let's see, once they, like I said, once they get that done, then process, let's see, let's close here. What will happen is you'll receive an email, just like with the offer to rent, that you have documents that need to be finalized. And then the next thing is it'll show on your recently completed documents, and click yes, same process. This is the offer to rent, but I just kind of wanted to have you just go through that same preview that you would need to do, and then you would complete the packet. Then the completed packet will be displayed on the tenant's offer to rent. It'll also be displayed on the tenant's TWA account as well. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to scan anything, it's already there. The last thing that you would need to do is to double check the online lease process checklist. There are going to be a few items that you need to mail into the corporate office, but as long as you follow the checklist, you'll do great.